Welcome to the Sportiest Stream and welcome to the Cross Progression League Alpha and Omega 2v2 Season 1. Hopefully you all are doing well. Sporty FC, you're joining us here for Alpha and Omega 2v2 action. Hopefully again, all of you having a wonderful evening. It's weird to think that we are in Alpha and Omega 2v2, but only as far as week 6 at this point. We actually haven't streamed for them yet all season, which is kind of weird to think about, that I've not been able to get around to catching this league at any point. But now we have week 6, near the end of the regular season. This is the second to last week of the regular season, so at this point, playoff race is really up and out there for everyone to make. Lots of teams battling for spots, and good amount of teams losing those chances. And in fact, two teams tonight here, both hoping that they can get a win desperately in this season. It's SP-ecial, or Special, taking on Legacy Gaming here tonight. This is the Challengers Division Week 6. Challengers being that Champ 1, the Champ 3 division on average. By the way, if it follows earlier, Spicy as well as Rez. You both for the lovely support. But yeah, we're moments away here as well. Getting things started. Both these teams, though, this season has been rough to say the least. SP-ecial 1 and 2 right now. Legacy Gaming 0 and 3. So for both these teams, I feel like the season might be nearing its close for them. A lot of teams again fighting for playoff spots. SP is actually one of those teams who is definitely going to fight for a playoff spot. They themselves do have, I believe, one more match after this one. Do they? They do, right? Yeah, they do. They play SP Ascend Academy after this. So a win there, winning the 2 wins in these last 2 weeks might be enough for them to take a spot in playoffs. For Legacy Gaming, though, I think their season's basically all but over here. Again, 0 and 3 right now. They do have their last week against Las Hermanas, another team that's been sort of struggling this season. Things technically aren't over for Legacy Gaming, but boy, they're going to need a lot of help just to get themselves into that final bracket. But for all intents and purposes tonight, for both these teams, win desperately needed this late in the season in terms of playoffs, in terms of just the season itself. You have to think at this point that both these teams are thinking about the possibility of ending their season earlier than maybe they expected. Again, we're moments away from getting this 2v2 matchup underway. This is a best of 5 here. But again, it's going to be a tough position. And over Legacy Gaming, a tough season for them. Again, 0-3, but again, a lot of that doing to the rank differential this team has had. This team is on the lower ranked side. One of the lower ranked teams, I think, in this entire division. So they were never exactly in a favorable position to begin with here in the Challengers division. As for SP-ecial, a team full of mid-ranked players. Again, they're like that Champ 2 rank range. So things aren't bad, but considering the top level, the top players in this division are in that Champ 3. Some even have hit GC1 as the season has started. You're starting to get to the point where you are starting to realize that there is definitely levels to this thing here. If you are going to get to that next level, you more than likely you should have already been able to prove that here. Of course, though, we're moments away from getting things going. And again, this late in the season, these teams, if they're thinking about playoffs still, desperately need to win, especially SP-ecial, who probably expect themselves, I mean, both these teams do, but SP-ecial especially because they're still in the middle of a playoff race here. Legacy Gaming, things are a lot tougher for them. They can win these last 2 weeks, and still, I don't know if they make it. It's gonna be tough for them as well. It's a tough season to be in, to say the very least. For Challengers, we go and if I can take a look at Challengers, here we go. The way that things are going right now for playoffs is, I believe, like top 4. Each group might make playoffs. It's something around those lines. But again, for SP, right now they're number 4 in their division. Of course, there's every reason for them to be out. Legacy Gaming is last. They're number 6 in their division. I want to say top 3 or top 4 make it to playoff. Wouldn't be surprised if it's top 4. That would be 12. It's a pretty nice number. Yes, I want to say it's 4. Might be 4. If not, it could be like the top 5 in each group. But I think my guess would be top 4. It'd be 12-team playoff bracket as well. That'd be a pretty nice number to go with. A number that would be unusual for them. So for SP-ecial, they're holding on. Of course, for both these teams, still in the middle of that situation. I mean, for Legacy Gaming, last year all but certainly ends their season. Yeah, for SP-ecial, a lot more I think that they can play for at this point, but boy, is it a tough position to be in. Only 2 matches away from the end of the regular season, and wins desperately needed here. SP, Soulless Path on the blue. It's Legacy Gaming on the orange. Both these teams may be hurt by the rank differential that the top teams in this division have had. Again, the top players in this division at Champ 3, GC1 rank levels, so for both these sides kind of facing them, that barrel of possibility that they may not be here by the end of the regular season. Moments already started. This is, again, a best of 5 tonight. 3 wins, and you take a win for Legacy Gaming. It will be their first win of the season for SP-ecial. Their first in a while, as it will be a playoff field. Legacy looking for that early start, will be lured away by Sticky Fingers. As it's going to be Red Hood again, followed up with Nerdy Gaming behind. Field pass now, looking maybe some support here. SP still waiting. Miss there. Should be an open play the other way if they can turn it on. It's a missed chance there. Still whipped on by Legacy Gaming. No goal there for SP though. Great look for Soulless Path. Their first real good look of this game, and it's an absolute bottle job there. Completely missing the target. They'll get more chances as the game goes on, but this late in the season, those are the kind of chances you really need to take in crucial games. But though these teams in the middle of the playoff race have not exactly had strong seasons so far. You'd want to be on the receiving end of a big win here. I think for SP, still holding on to hope that they can end the season with a winning record. They, again, have 2 matches to go. Win both of them, you get a winning record. You're almost certainly in the playoffs at that point. Number of teams that do make it from each group. Again, I would assume it's probably top 4. There's 3 groups per division. Assume then that would be top 12 as a dunk there in front from Doc. Doc Ducati in for goal 1, a dunk on Legacy Gaming. Red Hood knew what he was going for too, and honestly in that position for Red Hood, you wonder if it's maybe a little panic jumping in a little early for that play. He should have done there is realize that Doc didn't have exactly the best position to land on it, and he really should be playing for the 50-50 in that position, even if Doc gets the 50-50, and then giving the ball away in that position. So poor decision there from the Legacy Gaming defense, and well, they may have been saved earlier off that whiff defensively. SP Soulless Path team that probably should have scored a little earlier on that open net, on that open chance. Well, they'll take the lead eventually here, halfway through game 1, and it's been a very, very slow game so far. Lethargic even from both these teams, just unwilling to really commit, to take too many chances. I don't know if nerves play a factor in this. I mean, a lot of the matches this season have been streamed. That's not necessarily indicative of every match, though, and of every team. Feels like some teams get streamed more than others. Some teams are willing to get streamed than others. As it will be Red Hood. Challenged by Sticky Fingers. 2 minutes to go here. And Soulless Path do hold the lead, but do not hold the possession right now. It's Legacy Gaming trying to push up front. Red Hood's got to jump in early here if he's going to go for that. Maybe start to stand up on your seat a little bit there. He's got a shot on net. That's going to fall in. Tied game. Red Hood takes the goal back. They really haven't had many good chances. You think this might constitute as the first major opportunity. And Legacy Gaming put it through. It's Red Hood redeeming himself from previous transgressions. Of course, the road in this series is not done just yet. Nerdy Gamer trying to pull things upfield. Still room for Legacy Gaming. Red Hood now. Very light touch. Wonder if maybe he was trying to catch that thing or he just didn't line it up correctly. Oh, Soulless Path the other way. Low boost right now for Legacy. Any shot can work. Oh, what about this shot from Doc? Under the last defender. And all this run up, all these ideas. And ultimately, he catches Nerdy Gamer guessing too soon. SP back in the lead. It won't be for long. Nerdy Gamer back in the conversation. A Doomsday Dish, it may not be the prettiest, but I don't think you really care at this point in your season. You haven't won yet. Any goal will do. We're a team at the very bottom of their division. Maybe a team that maybe has already given up on playoff hopes for themselves. A team that's only won a singular game as well. This has been a difficult season to swallow if you are Legacy Gaming. Yet they're still here, still fighting, still competing, still hoping that there's something they can take away when the 7 weeks of the regular season are up. Maybe playoffs, too, if they make it that far. As Doc, a double commit here for SP-ecial path. They're going to be careful here, because it will be Legacy Gaming the other way. No shot there. Now Redhood goes. It's not on target. Oh, great chance left asking for Legacy Gaming. SP-ecial, who haven't really been ones to take too many risks this game, completely throw themselves away on offense. It's such a great looking opportunity. They won't miss this one, though. Legacy Gaming in the lead from Red Hood. They may have missed the first open net chance. They will not miss this one. And with 19 seconds to go, Legacy Gaming, a team that has maybe all but considered themselves out of the season at this point. Well, they're still fighting for it. Now Redwood has another one. A team that's only won one game so far in this season. Well, there should be no doubt anymore that this will be their second. Solus Path unable to hold on to the lead when it matters most. Time will run out for them. No more chances to recover here in our primary first game. Legacy Gaming, a victory, and maybe something more to come with this for the rest of the series. I know casters, and it's always one of the more... It's always one of the most repetitive things I hear from casters, talking about momentum that teams can build from games like this. It feels like there's some momentum living in Legacy Gaming right now. It feels like they're alive. Red Hood with 3 goals on 5 shots. They're going to need special plays from him here tonight, clearly, to be successful. A strong start for Legacy Gaming. Again, only their second win this season. Imagine for Solus Path as well, a loss here might be it for their season as well. Could really put them in a bad spot. It won't end their season. I think they can. I think a team that goes 2-3 can make it in the playoffs. You're definitely asking for some favoritism in terms of seeding to help you with that, but it's absolutely possible. But it's really gonna hurt SP knowing that this is a game that, on paper, they should win. It's a Legacy Gaming team that has lost all their matches so far this season and has lost them pretty convincingly. Obviously, this Legacy Gaming side at this point isn't really playing with much pressure if they're not, and it depends if they're thinking about playoffs or not, but a team that's 0-3 at this point in the season, at least from my experience, doesn't really think about playoffs. They don't think about the postseason. It's not something on their mind. The only thing they're going to think about postseason-wise is what they could have done early in the season to maybe give them some hopes for the postseason, but at this point, you're just here to play. You're just here to see if you can get something going. You're just here to see your season out and see it with at least some sort of confidence and dignity still left with you. The Legacy Gaming coming into this match, there really isn't any. It feels like they may be playing without any pressure on them. Those Path definitely are, and I don't know if that was necessarily the difference maker in Game 1, but Game 1 definitely started slow for both these teams. It's all both teams gonna take their times, not really feel confident going for chances. Solus Path especially were very risk-adverse that last game. Cautious playstyles typically don't turn into teams that make good runs in the playoffs. You need to be confident. You don't necessarily need to be aggressive, but you need to be confident, and that means being willing to take risks and being willing to trust that your teammate is going to be there to support you. Solus Path right now need to be willing to send numbers upfield, and not just send numbers upfield, but send numbers upfield in smart decision making. We saw them do it once last game, and I don't know if that's going to turn them away from taking from confident plays, but that wasn't a play based on the wrong mentality. They had the right mentality to take a confidence push there, but the problem was that they did it at the wrong time. Did it when Legacy Gaming had the ball, when they had the resources to push upfield. Well, Spafford couldn't to play a smart, intelligent, and overall more confident game if they're going to take the win here. Now, Legacy Gaming looking for something. Red Horde still looking to be in the hearts and minds of fans alike. But he'll get the demo on the field. It's an open net here. He won't be able to turn on those sticky fingers there first, and this will bounce off the ball nicely for him. An unknown player to this stream, Sticky Fingers. I've seen him here before. I don't know if we've seen him in 2v2 before, though. There's Red Hood. Not out of the play for now. That means Nerdy Gamer, who's had a relatively quiet series so far, will need to be helpful here. Got dunked! Oh, that could have been in the net there. Will be just wide. Half the game gone, no goal scored, and you know, it's very eerily similar to game one. How that thing started, it was started off being very, very limited in what teams could do offensively. By the time we saw the game open up more, by the time we saw that first goal go in, that's when the scoring really started. SP last game. Legacy Gaming could be this game. Guess this game could be theirs. A great chip there. Tough save for Sticky Fingers. He won't get there in time. Legacy Gaming with a lofted shot from the captain. Soars right over at Solus Path's eyes. And it's goal one for Legacy Gaming. Red Hood, who's been such a standout player in game one, he'll get some support here from his captain in a crucial moment now. We'll see if it stays that way as the game nears closer and closer to its end. Overcommit there. Red Hood's left all alone. It's Doc! One-on-one! Off the bar and out! Nerdy Gamer will send it off the back wall and away. Solus Path had a couple of those 1v1 opportunities. Being the higher ranked team, you expect them to score on those plays. They've not been able to do so consistently. And now that it's open chance, it's in the back! Red Hood! Once more, you call his name, and up he goes. The Stars have shown strong here at the end of game two. And yet, the time couldn't tick any faster for Legacy Gaming. Going into this series, only having had one game previously in this whole season that they've been able to win. Maybe a team that counted themselves out at this point in the season as well. But right now, all the pressure on Solus Path. And they're not done here. Looking for 3-0! It's Nerdy Gamer! And it's a brace in game two. 3 goals to the better. Legacy Gaming have taken game two by the horns. Solus Path just looking for some reason to let us know they're still in this game at this point. They may need to just chalk up game two to being a loss that they just could not get their offense going in. This Legacy Gaming team just looks completely reborn. Not the 0-3 team we would have expected at this point in the season. They're showing up. And they're making Solus Path ever regret they stepped forth onto this grand stage. Legacy, what a game one that was close. Even at the end of game one, I was thinking that it was close, but it was one that Solus Path honestly got close to keeping themselves in it. This game has been a no-doubter in the second half. That first goal from Legacy Gaming has been everything. Nerdy Gamer now with a hat trick as he will close things out with a 5th goal for Legacy Gaming. He's the guy who got things started here. Nerdy Gamer. Now we've seen both players from Legacy Gaming step up. Red Hood in Game 1. Legacy Gamer now in... Sorry, Nerdy Gamer in Game 2. And Legacy Gaming now 1 win away from doing something that, before today, maybe even they thought was impossible, that it couldn't happen to them. And that is get a series victory here in the Cross Progression League. What an incredible turn of events here. Soulless Path going to make the call. They are going to make a substitution here. They do have a sub in Yoru. It joined the lobby almost immediately, so this was an almost immediate decision here from Soulless Path. You have to imagine they're getting nervous here. A team in the middle of a race for the playoffs, a spot that they're holding right now, but not holding well. It's built with duct tape, glue, and hopes. It's crumbling all around them right now. Legacy Gaming may be the undoing of Soulless Path Estral. Yoru takes to the stage. All eyes on him now to see if he can do anything to turn the fate of Soulless Path. It's Yoru in, Doc out, and Soulless Path needing a reverse sweep to take a win here in Week 6. At this point, forget about game differential. A win's all they need at this point, and Red Hood's not going to let him have it. First strike to Legacy Gaming, and it's Red Hood all by himself here, 1v2. Room was left open after that demo. Before then, I was going to talk about how Soulless Path's 1 win this season back in Week 2 against Las Hermanas came in a Game 5 situation. They've been there before. They've done it in this league, in this season, and they're going to need to get started soon. Yoru stepping up to the plate. A little overcommit here from Legacy Gaming, and a really poor decision from Nerdy Gamer. And only leaves the ball out in the midfield, and Yoru is on top of that. A poor choice of challenge. Thank you, by the way, for the follows here. Peace Pipe, El Macho. Hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all for joining the stream and watching here at Cross Progression League Alpha and Omega 2v2. Legacy Game looking for the first win of the season. You know, only 1 win away from doing so, but Soulless Path making that substitution change, calling in Yoru to salvage something for this team. Soulless Path in the middle of a playoff race. Legacy Gaming maybe already thinking they're out of it. This is a big game for Soulless Path at this point. I don't think coming into they expected this game to be very big for them. Well, it's turned into can only be disqualified so far as it. Well, it can only be qualified so far as an absolute nightmare for them. Well, this nightmare can get worse. It turned into about the worst thing that could happen for them this season. Legacy Gaming so far have embarrassed Soulless Path in a match that was really all Soulless Path's to win with the way that things have been setting up before today. Legacy Gaming that's been outperformed this season has been outranked as well by these Soulless Path players. And that maybe has counted themselves out coming into today. Of course, the win not guaranteed. Soulless Path can reverse sweep them here, and you wouldn't count them out of it. Even though Game 2 was a one-sided battle, it was Game 1 that started off this whole downward trend for Soulless Path that really was quite close for the majority of it here. Legacy Gaming struggling with the boost right now. Look at how far back Soulless Path is, though. Sticky Fingers willing to take no risks at this point. It's a tied game. It's been one of the big problems this series. I think the big problem for Soulless Path this series, they are not willing to take risks when they really should be. Where they really need to be. Legacy Gaming are. They're going in with no fear, really. Soulless Path, it feels like a game where they would rather wait for opportunities to present themselves, and it hasn't worked so far this series. Although tie game, any goal can be the one to break the deadlock here. A Very competitive deadlock as a little fake play there from Sticky Fingers, well read by Red Hood. And it's going to be an open net for Yoru! Soulless Path. They've been waiting for that mistake. Finally, it shows itself. I may not be the biggest fan of this play, but ultimately for Soulless Path, it's a goal, it's a lead. That's all that matters for them. While maybe a lot of stats in this series have gone against them, the important stat this game is in their favor. 2-1. Sticky Fingers. Red Hood's out of position! Oh, he'll get there just in time. You thought nearly that was a 3-1. This might be a 3-1. Nerdy Gamer's not back. And for a second straight goal for Soulless Path, it's Legacy Gaming completely out of position, giving the ball away carelessly. This time it's Red Hood who, knowing the situation, needed to control that play better. There's enough time to come back in this game, but Legacy Gaming have not struck me as a team in this series that's won for insane comebacks. We'll see if they have it in them here. Maybe, just maybe, some doubts creeping into them. This series is not entirely locked up for them yet. Yoru subbed in. Definitely made quite the difference here. 2 goals this game. For a Soulless Path side that has needed someone to score goals for them, needed someone to probably be a more individual talent. Yoru has been that so far. Red Hood. Fly up for Yoru. Legacy Gaming have been beat on a lot of these aerial challenges. They've just not been the better team on those plays, and Soulless Path, I know that. Yoru has been going up for just about anything he can, because he knows as long as he's up for it, he's more than likely going to beat the Legacy Gaming side that does jump for it. Confidence for Legacy Gaming now under a lot of scrutiny from Soulless Path. They'll find the pass though, and they're not out of this. It's Red Hood who is looking to rescue this team in Game 3. It's 26 seconds left. Time not on their side for Legacy Gaming, but very much a possible situation to recover from. Nerdy Gamer. For Red Hood, that's a long shot, will be easily read by Sticky Fingers as here goes Nerdy Gamer. Yoru gonna sweep it up the line. Legacy Gaming running out of time. Well, they're not gonna get any more favors from this. Red Hood needing some help, needing some boost. This ball's gonna hit the floor. SP have taken a win in Game 3. A start of the reverse sweep for Soulless Path. They're hoping. For Legacy Gaming, now's the start of that doubt. You finally suffered a loss this series, where you definitely were outplayed in a lot of situations. One where your rank definitely took into facts of this game that absolutely was crucial, especially for Yoru, with his confidence to go for just about anything and know that he's likely to win it. Legacy Gaming already might be going to the bench here to take in Rez. Take out Nerdy Gamer. You can understand why they keep Red Hood. He's been having a pretty solid series so far. Both goals in that game were from him. And from his front bumper. Now Legacy Gaming looking to see if they can, if their own substitute can make the difference. Maybe they're already seeing the writing on the wall here that they are just destined to not win anything this season. Well, they can change the fate of destiny here if they can take a Game 4 victory. Rez with a first crucial touch there, big save on the goal line. Will be Red Hood. Doesn't find that. It will be Rez once more. Up the side wall. Rez. Leaving it. Shot on! It's Red Hood! Well, there's one thing you can't complain about for Red Hood, and that has been his ability to find the net. Another goal in another game. In another crucial moment for Legacy Gaming. Well, the hope stays alive for now. But if they have any reasoning to take this game, they're gonna need a few more of that. From where it came from. Red Hood. Already looking to get things started. Yoru will race back, and he took the boost, the mid boost as well, so this is gonna be a slow push for everybody, including Sticky Fingers. He's still not fully back in time. Now he will be, as he'll get the touch there. Rez will read the play, not easily. He's low on boost, and Red Hood waiting for his turn. He may have waited a little long. We'll find the dunk, though, a little fortuitous on that challenge that he didn't get beat outright. Here goes Rez. Sticky Fingers gonna throw one on net. Red Hood's gonna get back here. He will. He's gonna follow this up as well. No read. This is an easy play for Europe. He gets to it. Rez on the challenge. Saves his team again. Red Hood should be thanking him if they can win this game, because that could be the difference maker by the end of it. Yoru. Not a great read from Red Hood, who has had a good amount of issues defensively and making crucial touches. So far, Hunkrez has been able to clear it out, but for how long can he keep doing this? Red Hood cannot rely on Hunkrez to save him from his mistakes. He will throw one near the net. It won't go in the goal, crucially. Yoru will take the ball away. High flick. Rez will get to it. He's got to be careful not to get dunked. That was not a very confident-looking touch there. It does the job, though. Oh, it's a bump! It's gonna go in! Oh, there's no way! Oh, beforehand, I was talking about maybe Fate choosing to not let Legacy Gaming win. Now, feels like Fate's changed her mind. Look at that bump on Sticky Fingers. Takes out Yoru as well, by the way. Both players removed in quite the most unfathomable of circumstances. But it's Legacy Gaming 2. SP-ecial's path still 0. And they won't get a goal there either. Red Hood. The best defensive block he's made all series. Definitely, at least for this game. And he's gonna find a goal from it too! Rez was waiting! Rez makes it 3-0 for Legacy Gaming, and Red Hood has come alive on offense once more. Rising from the depths of Game 3, from the defeat in Game 3. Oh, and 3, and yet it's not out of it. Red Hood. Oh, he missed here. Rez is gonna get there in time. Desperate goaltending from Legacy Gaming. It's done the job so far. But Solaspath, you have to think at some point are going to find the goal. The question's gonna be when and how many times are they going to find it. Red Hood. In front. Will not be an easy touch. He does get there, though. I think he didn't realize that Solaspath had actually already chosen to lead the play there yet. Had he known, he wouldn't have gone for it. Still, he won't mind. It's down the other way. He's faked out Yoru, who has had a much quieter Game 4 than he had in Game 3. Up the back wall. Red Hood again. Yoru bumped out the way. He will get back, though, off the recovery. It's Red Hood still! It's 4-0! And once more, Legacy Gaming seemingly running away with it. A minute, 28 seconds to go. But for Legacy Gaming, well, the celebration hasn't started yet, but you can almost certainly expect that they're feeling it right now. They're understanding that they're in the driver's seat. This game is theirs for the taking. Solaspath, coming into today, maybe weren't expecting what they're seeing right now. So often you see teams come into the matches like this against anyone who hasn't played well, and in a season like this, who's struggled as much as Legacy Gaming has, and expect it to be a walkover, no matter how bad your season has gone so far. So Solaspath, they gotta find some goals quickly to just stay in it. One goal here. Their first of Game 4. Courtesy of Yoru, but with 51 seconds left, they're the ones that need to press up. They're the ones that need to go in for offense. They're the ones who need to take the ultimate risk now for a team that's been so risk-adverse. Can't be riskless anymore. You've got to take your chances. If your Solus Path, your series depends on it, and who knows, by the end of the season, your playoffs chances might depend on it. Yoru gets by one. Red Hood should be there in time, and he will, and well, he won't get the clear. It will be Legacy Gaming who can go upfield and they can score from this too! Sticky Fingers got stripped of the ball! And Red Hood again! 4 goals on 4 shots from him! An assist as well for that 5th midway through the game. And you have to imagine now Legacy Gaming understanding the situation. That victory, that first win here in Season 1 is only moments away. 0-3, not giving up, in for the battle, in for the fun of it. Maybe a team that counted themselves out already. Well, they're here. They've played. They've shown up on the biggest stage. 3-1, the end of the series, the scoreline. It is Legacy Gaming with their first victory of the season and a shock to take down SP Solus Path. What a victory! And what a game for Red Hood. A standout performance in all 4 games played. Legacy Gaming will defeat Solus Path tonight and will be 1-3 in the season. Their first series victory. It comes in week 6. It comes at the end of the season. But so often, these are the teams that are the most excited. The ones that get that first win, that victory that they maybe didn't expect themselves to have. Because as you go so far into the season, that doubt creeps in, that second guessing creeps in, you start asking yourself if you're even worthy. Oh, for Legacy Gaming, that is a win well deserved. What a night for Legacy Gaming. What a series for Legacy Gaming. 3-1, the series scoreline. A solid performance. Game 2, Game 4. You would have been surprised to think that they were 0-3 this season with the way that they performed. Absolutely dominant, and credit where it's due to Red Hood. Absolutely deserved. We'll get a quick chat here with, I think it's going to be Nerdy Gamer joining us in just a moment to talk about that victory, but what a series. Welcome in, Nerdy Gamer.
Hey there.
For so many people, they're looking at the teams at the top of the division, the teams that are, looking to be the top players, the top performers in playoffs. For you guys, it's your first win of the season. You may have been a team that people don't look at anymore, maybe a team that's people discredited. Yet, I'm sure that's going to be a huge feeling for you guys coming into this point, maybe second-guessing your position in this bracket, your position in this league. That first win, for a lot of teams like you guys, that's all you're looking for this season. How does that feel? Was that the goal you guys had in mind tonight?
You know, coming into this, we were looking just to have some fun, but Red Hood, we brought him on to perform well, and he blew out expectations, and he plays amazing with myself and Rez, so we're glad to take this first dub.
Yeah, you talk about as well the performance of Red Hood. Seriously, the obvious top player in this lobby. I think everybody knew it as well as we got through the series that there was something special with Red Hood. Talk to me about that realization around this team, because by the end of it, I saw you guys just kind of let Red Hood do his thing because clearly it was working. He just could not be beat. Talk to me about that realization between you, as well between your whole entire team, watching Red Hood. You playing, Unc Rez playing in that fourth and crucial fourth game. That realization you guys had, I think, through this series, that Red Hood was something different. Talk to me about that realization, how you guys got to that, and what that moment was like, realizing that this Red Hood player really knows how to perform.
So Red Hood and I actually have a background. We're longtime players, and he decided he wanted to come back and play, and I said, why not take a shot on twos? And Rez plays great with him on the off, and I play with him pretty much on the daily, so the chemistry is there, and let's see if we can make a playoff push. I know it's late in the season, but there's still hope.
there is still hope. Unbelievable as it may sound, there is still hope for you guys to make playoffs here. Of course, your next match against Las Hermanas, another team that's been it's in the middle of this playoff push. So you've got 2 matches straight in the last 2 weeks of your season against teams that are also fighting for playoff spots. You got. I know it's tough to think ahead here, but you have to think if you beat them that you've thoroughly deserved at least a shot for playoffs here. What are you guys gonna do now, knowing that your hope for playoffs have now been revitalized off of this win?
We're just gonna keep playing together like we normally do. We're gonna keep our hopes high and our motivation strong, and push for the dub against the next team.
Well, you guys have done well so far. Congratulations on the win here, Nerdy Game. It's your first win of the season. And of course the rest of Legacy Gaming. Before you leave, Nerdy Game, do you have any shoutouts? Anything else you want to say? Any last messages? Any final comments that you want to make to kind of cap off what has been a special victory for you guys this season?
I just give a shout out to SP. They are a great organization. So way to put up a fight and give us a little bit of a run for our money.
Of course, congratulations on your first win here, Nerdy Gamer, and thank you
All
so
right,
much for
thanks
joining.
again.
That was Nerdy Gamer joining us there. A 3-1 victory here tonight for Legacy Gaming, their first win of the season. I'm Split FC again. That was a very fun evening. I hope all of you enjoyed that as much as I did. Congratulations to Legacy Gaming again. As you said, shouts to Source Path. I know Source Path. I've worked with Source Path before. Great organization. Tough night for them here, but Source Path, SP-ecial, or special, however they pronounce it. Their playoffs run is not over. They still have another match to go again in week 7. Of course, against another Source Path team. They'll be playing against SP-ecial Academy. An Academy, another team that is still in the middle of this playoff race. They're in a much better position. So for Source Path, at least in theory, things get tougher for them, but they're not out of it. Good luck to them as well. But to all of you who've been watching, thank you so much for joining the Spodia stream, for joining us here tonight. I appreciate all of you joining in. I appreciate all of you watching. That's it from me. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you again on this stream very soon.